Crews trudged through debris and waded into swollen riverbanks Monday in the search for victims of catastrophic flooding over the July 4th weekend that has killed nearly 90 people in Texas, including more than 24 campers and counselors from an all-girls Christian camp. According to Associated Press video footage from Lorena Guillen in Kerrville, Texas shows a person being rescued on Friday and further flood damage on Sunday. With additional rain on the way, the risk of more flooding was still high in saturated parts of central Texas. Authorities said the death toll was sure to rise as crews looked for the many people who were still missing. On Thursday, the National Weather Service advised of potential flooding and then sent out a series of flash flood warnings in the early hours of Friday before issuing flash flood emergencies, a rare alert notifying the public of imminent danger. Authorities and elected officials have said they did not expect such an intense downpour, the equivalent of months of rain for the area. Kerrville City Manager Dalton said authorities are committed to a full review of the emergency response. Israel has attacked Yemen, launching Operation Black Flag against the Yemeni Houthis. As the Minister of Defense of the Jewish state, Israel Katz, has stated, Yemen will suffer the same fate as Iran. The Israeli Air Force has attacked 3 seaports in the Houthi-controlled territory of the country, Al-Hodeidah, Ras Isa and Salif, and the Ras Al-Khatib power plant has also been attacked. In addition, strikes have been carried out on the bulk carrier Galaxy Leader, which was captured by the guys in slippers 2 years ago. In Israel, the attack was commented on by a statement that they were hitting terrorist targets used by the Houthis for attacks in the Red Sea. As I warned, Yemen's fate is like Tehran's. Anyone who tries to strike Israel will be struck back, and anyone who raises a hand against Israel will lose that hand. The Houthis will continue to pay a heavy price for their actions, Katz said. In total, about 60 aerial bombs and missiles were launched, with numerous hits noted, since the Houthis do not have a normal air defense system. It is one thing to shoot down high-altitude reconnaissance drones, and quite another to intercept air missiles and bombs. The attacks came after a suspected Houthi attack targeting a ship in the Red Sea that caught fire and took on water, later forcing its crew to abandon the vessel. The Israeli military said it attempted to intercept the 2 missiles the Houthis fire, but they appeared to make impact, though there were no immediate reports of injuries from the attack. Also in mid-June, the Israeli military carried out an airstrike on Yemeni territory, likely killing a key Houthi commander. The target of the attack was the Houthi group's chief of staff, Mohammed al-Gamra. He is the second in the Houthi hierarchy. Israeli officials believe that he could have been killed as a result of the strike. China deployed its embassies to spread doubts about the performance of French-made Rafale jets after they saw combat in India and Pakistan's clashes in May, French military and intelligence officials have concluded, implicating Beijing in an effort to hammer the reputation and sales of France's flagship fighter. Findings from a French intelligence service seen by the Associated Press say defense attaches in China's foreign embassies led a charge to undermine Rafale sales, seeking to persuade countries that have already ordered the French-made fighter, notably Indonesia, not to buy more and to encourage other potential buyers to choose Chinese-made planes. The findings were shared with AP by a French military official on condition that the official and the intelligence service not be named. For days of India-Pakistan clashes in May were the most serious confrontation in years between the two nuclear-armed neighbors, and included air combat that involved dozens of aircraft from both sides. Military officials and researchers have since been digging for details of how Pakistan's Chinese-made military hardware, particularly warplanes and air combat missiles, fared against weaponry that India used in airstrikes on Pakistani targets, notably French-made Rafale fighters. Sales of Rafales and other armaments are big business for France's defense industry and help efforts by the government in Paris to strengthen ties with other nations, including in Asia where China is becoming the dominant regional power. Pakistan claimed its air force downed 5 Indian planes during the fighting, including 3 Rafales. French officials say that prompted questions about their performance from countries that have bought the fighter from French manufacturer Dassault Aviation. India acknowledged aircraft losses but didn't say how many. French Air Force Chief General Jérôme Bélanger said that he's seen evidence pointing to just 3 Indian losses, a Rafale, a Russian-made Sukhoi and a Mirage 2000, which is an earlier generation French-made jet. It was the first known combat loss of a Rafale, which France has sold to 8 countries.